I laugh at the boys. They have a habit of being polite, and they said, "Thank you very much for choosing the Royal Bank." I said, "Well, I've been coming here since 1946. And all of a sudden he looks and he says, "My mother wasn't even born then." I says, "Thanks a lot." Tough.
I give back what the music gave to me. I tried 1951 to illegally cross the border from Yugoslavia to Austria. I got caught on the border. They were shooting after us, lucky didn't get hit. And then served 7 months sentence. They called me into the military for 2 years, so I was the other end of Yugoslavia down in Bosnia, Serbia. My wish was still Austria, the free world, right? In 1956, I made it. I had a lady friend who had a little boy. We got married in Austria and came to Canada in 1958. I worked as a mechanic. I had my own shop for about 13 years, but music was always my passion. At home I couldn't do it, you couldn't afford it, everything was too expensive. I played bass guitar and tuba. We had our own band for 25 years. Played all over BC. With music, you know, we were involved in 3 movies. We played I'll Be Home for Christmas. It was a Walt Disney production in Fantasy Garden. We're fortunate that we have this freedom, which I didn't have where I came from in those days, from ex-Yugoslavia. So this means a lot to me, my family, and that my kids are grown up here and they have a better future.
So how old were you when you met?
She was 19, I was 20.
No, when we met, I was 10,
Oh,
you were
yeah.
11, in grade 7. And he came about up to here on me. I was in high school when he was, and he was always away, fishing or hunting, or, I don't know, helping his dad in the store.
Well, that's like boys do that, play hooky. And then suddenly they discover that they've got some brains. Well, I had been in an orphanage for 6 years. These were the Depression years, and my mother got polio.
Well, his mother went back to Czechoslovakia because she had relatives there.
My father couldn't get a job, and so in desperation, he put me and my brother in an orphanage. And a friend of ours, lady, took my sister. That's my father. And he's leaving us in a Catholic orphanage for boys, St. Mary's. For Christmas, all I wanted was a set of paints. So Sister Walburga, who's there, made sure Santa gave me a set of paints. So I painted ever since.
I was a teacher. I taught secondary school.
I took a year to get education too. We taught in Greenwood, a very small town in BC.
He taught all the science, math, all that kind of thing. And I taught the English, history, and that side. So
You know, we fit well together in that way.
1965, I got my PhD, and I think from then we started to travel all over the country, Canada, the United States, except Mexico. I'm a professor in seaweeds, phycology. Shirley carried the buckets and the microscope, and so we went from spot to spot.
Beaches were lovely, except sometimes at midnight when we had to go just when the tide was right. We'd managed to have 2 children, too. So.
We've done a lot in the 68 years.
You said you worked in a factory.
Yeah, we made paper boxes, like Purdy's chocolate boxes, jewelry boxes for Burke's, and there used to be a chocolate company called Ziegler's, and it used to be down on Granville Street. We made all their chocolate boxes. I started when I was 16, and I retired when I was 60. I was a machine operator in what they called the rigid department. My job was putting the corners on, and it was all done by machine. I started there, and it was 25 cents an hour, and you worked a 48-hour a week. The plant was down on 3rd and Columbia, and I lived at 5th and Manitoba, so I walked. It was a 2-story building. I started in 1946. At that time, we could stand up on the 2nd floor, and you could look straight through and you could see the water. Now, of course, you can't see anything because of all the high-rises. You worked hard, but you knew what you had to do, and you did it. The company was good to work for. A lot of water under the bridge since those days, boy. Yeah.
For 42 years, non-stop. It was a fulfillment, it was a joy. If I hadn't broken my arm, I'd still be working. It was a very good atmosphere in the hospital, so I really didn't want to leave at the time. I wasn't ready. You know, emotionally and mentally I wasn't ready.
I became a senior, and it was not easy to. My partner died, and I had to look after an acre of property and couldn't do it. So I sold it and came to live in Vancouver. I didn't find it easy, and I thrashed around like a freshly landed salmon, trying to find somewhere to be comfortable, and I couldn't. I joined this church, that choir, this and that and the other. Nothing fit.
My sister and I were very close. First, my brother, who was living with us, passed away, and then my sister passed away. You know, all of a sudden, there's nobody.
As we grow older, the changes in life circumstances, retirement, loss of friends and family, especially spouse, passing away, we tend to become more isolated. We know that social isolation and loneliness have been associated with decline in mobility, depression. The risk of mortality for socially isolated and lonely seniors is almost like 50% higher, which is comparable to the risk of smokers versus non-smokers. So this is a huge issue that we need to really pay more attention to.
The person who has a job is respected, attended, called, and the moment people know that you're not working anymore, very few people have time for you. People who have retired from active life, they lose confidence. They feel that they don't carry the same value. If people become a cocoon and just stay home and while away the time, they deteriorate. The individual herself or himself has to make a move.
Hello.
Hi, Paz. It's Irene calling from the center. Are you coming belly dancing today? Because it's just about to start.
Yeah, I'll be right there. I said, I have to do something. I have to find something that occupies my time and my mind.
As it turns out, I needed my peers. And I have lots of contact with younger people because they're my family. But there's nothing like people of your own generation, I find. And that's what people like, I think, in the center.
Something that you're interested in. You look like a knitter to me.
It does great service in the community, and people just drop in. It's like a club. They don't have to take the classes, although many do.
Which activities are you?
Well, of course, I like the fitness is important to me. I thoroughly enjoy it, and it keeps my body moving. It is so good.
I'm sure many people in their life are saying, oh, just sit down and watch TV, you're old. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in old. I think everybody can improve no matter what age they are. I try to make it fun. Fortunately, we've got this auditorium and we've got stairs with rails. This is a great space to work in. I think they're getting more aware of the body.
Legs straight. One more.
You know, which side of the body may be weaker. They're getting to learn their gait,
Other leg, yeah, okay, yeah.
balance, and some coordination, and also getting awareness of what they can do and how they can improve.
Fantastic. I love it. Look forward to every class.
Instead of going backwards, I'm going forwards.
Well, it's very important for a senior to keep moving.
So I had to have a place to meet people, which is a center. I had to have a place where there was food. I needed the library, and I needed my neighborhood friends. And I got them. I go and play bingo every week because it's fun. Been on many, many of the trips, and they're always good. So I think that's what keeps us alive and keeps our brain active. Is just the variety. Like at home, you're thinking the same thing over and over. You come here, and you get different thoughts in your brain, and you have something different to think about when you go home. That, to me, is important.
Today's been good. It's a little chilly, but these seniors are super hardy. They come rain or shine. And we still have 20 some people out today, even though there's a little nip in the air. Sometimes I think they like to come for the social and the coffee and the tea, because they're a real social bunch.
Did you make the coffee cake?
It's lovely that it's not just country and western, because we do all kinds of dances, even paso doble, tango, waltzes, everything, yeah, all kinds of dancing.
It's a lot of fun. I enjoy teaching, I enjoy dancing.
2, 3, 4, rocking chair, 5, 6, 7, 8, forward pedal, turn across, hold.
We review the previous dances that we learned, and then I teach a new one every week. Yeah, and then that's how they establish. So I tell them the patterns, and then I tell them the timing, I show them the steps. I always tell them there's no mistake in line dancing. Variation is acceptable. Just do your best. It's a very healthy exercise. Yeah, and it's a very happy exercise.
Very happy with Tai Chi. It's so different in the sense it gives you a kind of exercise that covers all small and large muscles as well as the brain. It helps you to sort of think and remember the steps carefully. And you really have to be focused at what you are doing. So that's what they call is moving meditation, which is beautiful. Every step that you take, physical or emotional or mental, all are related to growth. Growth doesn't mean to say that you become larger. It doesn't have to be anything significant. Just leading your daily life with more and more learning and using that learning for your own life is good enough.
People in their senior years want to continue knitting or crocheting items for sale or for donations to charities. Yeah. Just put the worry into your hands. You worry the yarn, and then your mind is free to solve whatever problem it is you have. Yeah. Yes. Notice a big difference with people who do knit. Yeah, they seem to have a calmer outlook towards life.
Yes, well, I think we're going to have a lot for the sale. We've done really well. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Good variety.
And we've enjoyed being members. We've met a lot of friends. A little bit of the laminaria and a lot of wine. I don't know how we got home that night.
I think it's the center for both of us where we can go and we can talk to people. We can get their ideas about things.
The doors open at 11:30.
They're warm and they're interested. I think if we needed anything and we sent a note up to the center, someone would do something about it.
Most of my people now that I know are from here. Really don't know what I'd do if it wasn't here. It's part of your life.
That's what I came over for.
Well, everybody's dressed up, so I believe it is Halloween.
You know, when you get up in the morning, if you've got nothing else to do, then you can come over to this center and have a cup of tea or coffee and talk to people. And of course, I just live a kitty corner across there, so it's great for me.
This is a great thing, keep it going, whatever you can. I mean, look, you get so many nationalities, we all get along. The first time we came in here, and They were singing. They invited my wife to sing along, and they brought a microphone right there, and my wife liked to sing too. And so, you know, it was like heaven opened up. We musicians are all, I guess, a little bit soft-hearted. We put on a strong personality, but inside we're all teddy bears. If you make one person happy, you know, there could be 100, and even if you make one feel good, it's already payback.
There's no reason why people, when they retire or get older, can feel lonely, because they just come to a place like this, make a lot of friends, and have a lot of activities that keep you off the streets.
What I like about the senior center is not just that it's being a senior center, but just a sense of community. Being in this community has provided a sense of continuity, a sense of stability.
That's very important for us.
There is a kind of a community feeling that you get here, and you feel that you can be part of the community with a lot of mutual respect. A single factor of age gives them admission to the center.
The truth is that the people that are coming to a seniors center are people that have made their contribution. Your city or your community or your municipality is what it is because these people were at work, raised their families in the community where they're coming to the senior center.
When I walk into the doors of this center, I just feel light and happy. I know my friends are there, and I know that there's a buzz about the place.
We're sort of like a family, and I think that's what you enjoy. People that you trust, you rely on, you're glad to see them every week. I think that's what it is.
We got something, we should polish it, keep it shining forever and ever.